If you're coming from a Traxxas bashing type of world, things like setting gear mesh can kind of be trivial because they've got these notches and you just kind of put this here, put this there, and you're supposed to have proper mesh. If you are not in that world or you're crossing over into racing or other type of vehicles that might not have that, you might be struggling with that. And that's kind of one of the things that I want to talk about today. So I'm Chad, this is the Dorky M40 RC channel. Welcome back, everybody. So when you get into this racing, you find yourself changing pinion gears and stuff a lot. Now, I know with drag, we didn't change a whole lot. They were bigger 48 pitch type of gears, and gear mesh really wasn't that difficult unless you were trying to do it in the middle of the night. Now, as you get to be dorky and 40 plus, your eyesight kind of starts going bad. So, you start using things like this to see things and everything else. And then you throw in these tiny 64 pitch gears and you get pretty much what I'm saying. Now, these little things are super finicky, and the best trick that I have found to get the most proper gear mesh every time is a little trick that my buddy OG Bo told me. So, for example, if you want to run a 54 tooth pinion, what you would want to do is you would grab a 55 tooth. You would go ahead and put that on there, and then you would set your mesh kind of how you would think you would have it set. You don't want to have it smashed up against your spur or anything else like that, but just kind of a proper setting. And then what you do is you take off that 55 or 54, whatever, and you put on the one tooth lower. And what that's going to do is, for me, at least so far, 99% of the time, it's gave me a perfect, proper gear mesh. And, when you get to be more seasoned and stuff, like these people that I hand my car to, they can feel this, they move things around, they hold the pinion and the spur, and you kind of rock it and see how things go and how things feel. And, it's just something, I guess, just comes from experience. I would set my mesh without doing this little trick. It would always feel the same. I would look through my binoculars there at the actual gear mesh, and everything would always look right. And then I would either set the car down or set the car out, and it would either be too tight or too loose. Pretty easy to tell it's too loose on these cars because usually it just won't go anywhere and doesn't spin, and too tight, and I always do what I do is like a trigger test before I go, which is basically I'll just kind of rev it up a little bit, watch it spin, and then watch it kind of let out and slow itself down, the way that these kind of cars work, these pan cars and their gearing and everything. So it's kind of something that you just kind of learn on, but that's like a nice little tip and trick that I think that anybody from RC can deal with. So just remember, if you put on one tooth bigger, set your mesh, take it off, and just put that smaller tooth, one tooth down on, and you should be perfect every time. So hopes that helps some of you guys out. Appreciate all of you. Peace.